Alright, let's talk about Dragon Ball real quick. So, Dragon Ball Daima, newest Dragon Ball anime that's came out. A lot of people might dislike my take on this, or they might not, there's no telling. I liked it. I like Dragon Ball Daima. I like what it brought. There's a bunch of things I liked. There's some things I disliked. Let's talk about what I like first. Before we get into this, actually, somebody's gonna be like, oh, Dragon Ball fans, they'll eat anything. Low-key. That's just the thing, dude. Anything Dragon Ball, I just fuck with heavily, except a lot of things. So, like, I hate when they bring back a bunch of villains. Like, I hate whenever, like, if you come back to life, it's cool, but it's like, damn, like, Frieza's came back like 35 times. And it kind of fucks up his whole, like, first appearance and how much of a big deal he was. And then now he's like a laughing stock. Like, that type of thing. That's the type of stuff I don't like. Or even like Cell Max and Dragon Ball Superhero. It's just like when you take a big deal villain and you just... It's like when you take a big deal villain and you should have just left them alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever bring Kid Buu back. And that's going to get into like my first gripe. So we'll probably talk about what I didn't like first. I didn't like the thought of like Majins and, you know, other Boos and all that. Like, I didn't like that necessarily. Technically not Boos. You got Do and Ku, whatever, dog. But I didn't like that idea because Majin Buu is just so unique and such a problem. So when I was watching it, I didn't really know like what they were gonna do, and I thought there was gonna be like 50 different Boos. But as I was watching it, you know, I was getting used to it, and I was like, okay, this is whatever. Because you can't. One thing about when you like something, you can't be so particular about every little thing happening. You got to see what they're gonna do and what they're gonna do with it, and you either like it or you don't. But you got to take it for what it is. That's how I am with things like Spider-Man related. I'm always like, dude, stay true to my motherfucker. I just like when they stay true to the character. That's all I care about, really. Like, even when they brought Broly back, like, Broly is one of my favorite villains ever. He always has been. But when they brought him back, I was like, what are they gonna do? All they did was bring a non-canon character into canon, change up their whole backstory and everything, because let's be honest, Broly's backstory was kind of booty. It just kind of made it, you know, like, likable, you know? I still think the original Broly, like, his whole look and everything was so much better, but also, that's the first Broly I knew about, and that was also the original take of Broly. So, like, once you have, like, something in your mind, and it's like, this is a character, that's the character that I'm gonna run with. So when you bring him back, like, I still love Broly. I like the new Broly. He's cool, whatever. I just like how the other one looked more, and I just like the fact that the new one has an actual backstory with him. I think his armor is tight. I think all that, the scars, all that. So I didn't really like the whole Majin aspect, but I grew to, you know, deal with it. They keep doing things with Kai's, like Supreme Kai and his people and all that. Like, they keep doing things with that, like what they did it with in Super. They keep running with that, which is cool or whatever, but, you know, I want something that nobody even knows about to appear. I want like a new original villain. Another thing I didn't like was Goma. I didn't like his outfit. I thought his outfit looked way too much close to Jiren and all of them. And even the way it looks, the gloves, he looked exactly like one of them. And I didn't like that. And he looked so kiddish the whole time. Like, he never had like a Dragon Ball Z looking face or nothing. He never had like a real moment. I mean, he fought all of them, and then they made it seem like he was this unstoppable thing because the third eye or whatever. But even then, like, I wasn't super big into him. He's not like my top 10 villains by any means. But, you know, they had to have something. They dealt with it. Boom. But honestly, there's not too much I didn't like about the show. So let's talk about things I liked. When they got wished to be children, so then they wouldn't be powerful or whatever, I loved it because my first thought was, oh my god, this is Dragon Ball GT. And then there were kids, and then it took me back, and then I was like, oh my god, dude. And then even, dude, Super Saiyan 4 being in this, Goku going Super Saiyan 4? I was like, oh my god, this is GT as fuck, dude. And all they did was change the main villain, who he was, what he did. Like, they did a whole lot. And I thought that was cool because they were taking elements from GT and bringing it into the main story and making it canon. And I was like, oh, this is cool. One thing I was confused about was why was Goku's forearms and his hands so fucking big? I was like, this is weird. And they changed the look of it, of course, you know. I like the original look more, but the new look, I don't hate it. But then all I was thinking was, dude, like, if they're gonna keep bringing things back, like, I'll talk about that in a second. But there were so many GT references. I thought the fights were pretty good. Vegeta turning Super Saiyan 3, we've known about it forever. And when you finally get to see it, you're like, oh my god, dude. Just being a Dragon Ball fan, dude, it's just, you just love seeing that type of stuff come to fruition. And then you have some gripes, you know, some things you don't like, but then you do get delivered, you know, like, what do you have more things you dislike or more things you like what's going on here? I also liked how, like, they took Deborah, like, from the Buu saga, and they made him like, oh, he was a problem. He just got eaten by Boo. But he was a big deal to a whole lot of people. So I liked how they did that too. In the final fight, I mean, it was all of them jumping Goma destroying them, Goku getting a new form, or showcasing his new form, fighting Goma, beating him, Dragon Ball. And I've heard things about like there's gonna be like no more show, like there's not gonna be a second season or anything like that. I don't know if it's true, okay? I'm just saying things I've heard. I don't know. Apparently people aren't calling it successful, but at the same time I'm like, dude, like, I mean, I liked it. Give me more Dragon Ball anything. Dragon Ball Z, bro. I'll take anything. Overall, I like the anime. It was very short, but maybe they will come back with another season. Maybe they won't. There's no telling. Also, we're going to keep getting these references, and you're going to keep making things canon. Give me baby. Give me baby. Give me baby Vegeta. Just give him like a different backstory of some sort. He doesn't have to take over Vegeta. He could take him over for a little bit if you want. I don't know. I don't know how they would do it without using Vegeta. We need baby as canon in the Dragon Ball universe. If you don't know who baby is, I don't know how many times I just said baby. If you don't know who baby is, go watch Dragon Ball GT. What is it, like 20 episodes maybe? With the whole backstory of baby, him taking over Vegeta, becoming baby Vegeta, the fucking Great Ape. All of it, dude. One of my favorite villains of all time. If you don't like baby, I don't give a fuck. But overall, I mean, if I was gonna give like a score of like the anime itself, I'd give it like an 8 because it's not perfect to me, but also like there was a lot of references that I liked a lot and took me back a lot. And it was just like an adventure, you know? It was more like a mini adventure for Goku, and I liked that a lot. That's Dragon Ball. Goku going on an adventure, boom. I dug it a lot. There were some things I didn't like. There were some things I just grew to just deal with. The Majins and everything, I mean, I'm like, you know, it's cool that they're a type of people or whatever, but in my brain, I just feel like they should have just left Majin Buu alone. The M, everything, just let it be what it was because it's so legendary. But it was also interesting to see them like dive a little deeper and like, oh, this is how Majin Buu was kind of, you know? Yeah, I'd give it an 8, I'd say. And I meant to put this video out like a week ago, but I just got so stuck on streaming and I'm in the middle of a playthrough and I've just been editing the episodes. I've just been doing my thing, okay? You get the gist, dog. If you know anything about YouTube, you get the gist. But I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll make another anime video. Maybe I'll talk about like my favorite Dragon Ball moments. Maybe we'll watch them together. Maybe I'll talk about like my favorite anime moments ever. Maybe we'll react to some fights. We'll just see. If you want more videos like this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and give me more Dragon Ball.